Every week, we step inside the internet's messiest conflicts.
The kind that start with, I didn't think I was wrong, and end with thousands of strangers arguing in the comments.
We read the case,
We cross-examine the chaos.
and we deliver a verdict. This is the Verdict Room podcast. Internet drama.
Real judgment.
Here's the case. Okay, Ethan, today's case it's a tough one. We're diving into the whole boys don't cry complex and what happens when that collides with a romantic relationship.
Oof, yeah, that's a minefield right there. I have a feeling this is going to get heated.
I think so too. I'm going to read the post from Reddit's Am I the Asshole forum. Here it is. I'm a 23-year-old man. I was raised with the whole boys don't cry mentality, and I can't remember the last time I cried. My girlfriend and I just finished watching the finale of Better Call Saul, which was emotionally heavy. I started crying. It was the first time I'd ever cried in front of her. Instead of comforting me, she immediately started making fun of me. She recorded me and was laughing, calling me a baby. It made me feel incredibly weak and stupid. When I confronted her later, she was completely unconcerned and just said I was being sensitive. I told her that if she isn't genuinely sorry for how she reacted, I might become emotionally distant. This started a big fight. Am I the asshole?
Wow, just no. No, that's horrible. My blood is actually boiling a little bit.
Right? It's not just that she wasn't supportive, it's the active cruelty. The level of malice there is just staggering. He has this huge moment of vulnerability.
A breakthrough he probably needed for years based on his upbringing. He's breaking down 23 years of conditioning, and her first instinct is not just to ignore it, but to mock it, to pull out a phone and record him.
It's weaponizing his vulnerability against him. It's sending the message, the one time you open up to me, I will use it as ammunition to make you feel small. It makes my skin crawl. And then to double down and call him sensitive for being upset, that's classic gaslighting.
Totally. It's rewriting reality to make him the problem. The problem isn't her being cruel. The problem is him reacting to her cruelty. It's insidious.
It really is. Let's look at some comments because the internet had a lot to say. The first one I saw really gets to the heart of the matter. It says, not the asshole. She is supposed to be the person you can be vulnerable with above all others.
That's the core of it, isn't it? If you can't be safe showing emotion with your partner, then where can you? Your partner's arm should be the safest harbor on earth for your feelings. He essentially saw his ship coming into port and just fired a cannon at it.
That is a perfect analogy. Her reaction was not just unkind, it was a fundamental betrayal of what a partnership is supposed to be about. It's a violation of the unspoken contract of care you have with someone you love.
Completely, which leads into this next comment I saw, which I absolutely loved because it provides such a healthy counterpoint. It says, my husband cries easily, and it is one of my favorite things about him. He's emotionally mature and so strong. Remember, it takes true strength to show vulnerability. Only weak people will say different. Dump her.
Yes, that's exactly it. The girlfriend in this story has it completely backwards. She sees his crying as weakness, when in reality, her inability to handle his emotion is the real weakness. It shows a profound lack of emotional intelligence.
She's emotionally stunted. The OP, the guy who cried, he's the one who's actually growing in that moment. He's doing the hard work. He's breaking down a wall that society and his family built up his entire life. That takes incredible strength and courage, and she just spat on it.
She did, and that brings up a really scary point, which this next comment highlights. Not the asshole, this girl is toxic and sounds borderline abusive. She is not the one for you. This will be forever a problem. What will she do when you lose a pet, a loved one, something you cherish?
Exactly. This isn't about a TV show. This is a test. It's a preview of how she will react when real-life tragedy strikes. This is her character on display.
It's a huge one, because if she mocks you for crying at a TV show finale, what happens when your dad gets sick, or your dog passes away, or you lose your job and feel like a failure?
What happens then?
Is she going to record you then, too? Call you a baby? Tell you to man up? You can't build a life with someone who you know, for a fact, will kick you when you're down.
You can't. It's impossible.
And his reaction, telling her he might become emotionally distant, I think it's important to frame that correctly. That's not a threat. That's a promise. It's a statement of cause and effect.
Right, it's self-preservation. He's telling her, you are teaching me that it is not safe to be vulnerable with you. Therefore, my brain and my heart will build walls to protect me from you. And she still doesn't get it. She just sees it as him starting a fight.
That's the scariest part, the complete lack of remorse or even understanding. She can't see the damage she's done. She just sees that he's upset, and that's an inconvenience to her. That's a level of narcissism that is deeply troubling.
It really is. Okay, I am more than ready to deliver a verdict on this one. Ethan, the floor is yours.
With pleasure. My verdict is not the asshole. Not in any universe, not on any planet. This man is the victim here. Full stop. He showed a part of himself he's been taught to hide his entire life, a moment of profound courage, and the person who was supposed to protect that vulnerability chose to ridicule it instead. His girlfriend isn't just an asshole, she's a walking red flag factory. She has shown him exactly who she is, and he needs to believe her and walk away before he gets truly hurt.
I couldn't agree more. My verdict is also a definitive not the asshole. He is not the asshole for crying, he is not the asshole for confronting her, and he is absolutely not the asshole for stating the natural consequence of her actions, that he will shut down emotionally. She failed a fundamental relationship test. This isn't a simple mistake or a bad joke. This is a reflection of her character. The only asshole move he could make now is ignoring this massive warning sign and staying with her. He deserves a partner who celebrates his strength, and his vulnerability is his greatest strength.
Well said. Another unanimous and frankly very passionate decision in the verdict room. We want to know what you, our jury, thinks. Is this a deal breaker or is it something they can work through? Find us on all our socials at the Verdict Room Podcast and cast your vote.
And if you have a case you want us to judge, send it our way. You can find all the info in our show notes.
Thanks for stepping into the courtroom with us.
We'll be back next week with a new case. Until then, try not to get sued.